I followed my dreams and opened an antique store to have adventures and spend time as a family. Sometimes you have to climb a mountain and open some new doors to find the treasures inside. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
Hey everyone, so today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I thought I'd do a little drive around my town, my city of Edmonton here, because I've had a lot of people say, wow, it seems like there's a lot of old cars around town. And I often drive down back alleys and you see cool old stuff. So I thought I'd do a little sampling today of driving up and down some back alleys and see if we can find some classic cars. I gotta bring some business cards with me too, because if there's a really cool one, I might want to buy it. So we're gonna load up and go do a little tour around town. Let's go. And I'm not driving the little Volkswagen today because it is getting the upholstery done. The front seats, so there's no front seats, so I thought I'd take the old ambulance out for a spin. And I'm trying some of the older neighborhoods, some of the more established neighborhoods in town because, well, people have had more time to put stuff in their backyard. So I'm gonna cruise up a couple of these alleys and see if there's anything neat back there. See what we can find. Ooh, tight alley. Back up a little bit. New cars, some infill. They've been taking some of these old houses down in these areas and putting up what they call skinny homes or infill homes. They put a big house on a property that kind of doesn't blend in with the neighborhood because they can fit a fairly good size home. Some of these yards are pretty big compared to what the houses are, so not seeing too much for old cars down here so far. Camper. We'll keep going and see if anything comes. Oh look, there's a Volkswagen van. Oh okay, hang on. I see on my left, put my window down, guy's got a couple of hot rods and a nice old Impala, and his neighbor across the street, let's go right there, has an old Westphalia, and judging by the little tree growing up on the side there, it looks like it's been sitting for a little bit. Last registered in 2016, so it's been off the road for a couple of years. I might actually swing around and leave a card with this guy just in case he wants to sell it. I'm gonna go knock on their door, so I'll be right back. Well, nobody was home, but I did leave a note in their mailbox, so you never know, you might just get a call. I have actually bought a couple vehicles this way, and that Westie looked like it was in pretty good shape. Not sure why it's been parked for 2 years, but the body and interior looked pretty decent, so if it's mechanical, really anything can be fixed. So on to the next alley, see what we can find. Oh, okay, there's an old Toyota Supra, early body style, and in okay looking shape actually, doesn't look half bad. The old Supras are starting to become a little bit more collectible, and I think I know a guy who's looking for one right now, so I might have to let him know about this one. And what I'm looking for are the houses that might be not maybe in the best condition, probably your neighbor who people think is a little bit eccentric or you wish they'd clean up the yard. Those are the type of guys that usually have the stuff I'm looking for. So hopefully I'll be able to come across a couple cool cars. You never know. Maybe some old motorcycles. Usually those are inside of the garages though, so you can't see them, but we're gonna keep plugging away and see what we can find. Oh, I see something kind of neat. It's not an old car, but it is an old trailer. Probably like 1960s camper. Just hanging out back there. It's not too bad of shape. Let's see what else is down here. Monster truck. That guy's got quite the lift. Going on in that old Ford F-150. Looks like it's been sitting for a while. but I'm not looking for a big old truck today. Now, speaking of trucks, there's an old Dodge Ram. I actually learned to drive on a Dodge Ram like that. My grandpa had one, but this one's missing the ram off the hood. Kind of neat old trucks. Now, do my eyes deceive me, or is there something muscle underneath there? He's got it covered in a tarp. But that looks like it might be an old, maybe an old GTO, or it's hard to tell with it under the tarp. Something cool. I'm not sure what these people probably think with me pulling up on their back alleys in an ambulance in a Hawaiian shirt, but I don't know. There's a few eccentrics out there, and I'm working my way towards that. So I'm gonna stop for some breakfast and then hit a few more places and see what we can find.
And I'm not sure if this guy saw this coming or not, but his Firefly looks like it caught on fire, but he's still driving it around. You never know what you're going to see out on the road.
Okay, so there's an interesting car coming up there. It's a Mercedes 190 SL convertible. Check that guy out. So I'm down a back alley near downtown, and there's a Bentley. Like a early 50s Bentley. Neat car. But what I really saw over here was this. There's a 190 SL hanging out here. It looks pretty original. I've owned a couple of these cars before. Not something you expect to see down an alley. Looks good. Let's see what the interior looks like. That's not too bad. Now this one's not really down a back alley, but it is on a side street. It's an old Land Rover. Pretty decent shape. Looks like the guy's still driving it because it's on the road. Yeah, he's still using it. That's pretty cool. There's always some slightly less exciting cars sitting around. I'm going to try and focus on finding the cooler ones. Mind you, that is a two-door, probably like a Nova or something like that. See if we can find something a little more interesting. This guy's got a few old cars. There is a Cadillac Eldorado. Arizona plates on it. Doesn't look like it's been on the road in a little while. Neat car though. And some other stuff under the tarps, but I'm not going to go trespassing to see what he's got. Cadillac's pretty cool. This must be the neighborhood with all the old campers in it. I mean, no Airstreams or anything yet, but these are all like 50s and 60s kind of campers floating around here. Hopefully we can find some 50s or 60s cars too. And this looks like my kind of guy. He's got a Volkswagen Westfalia on the street. Whole bunch of cars in the driveway. I see a Volvo. I see what looks like a 50s Chrysler under a tarp. Probably some 60s cars. And right at the very back, that's a little Mini. So I can see that guy's got some cool stuff. Maybe I'll go knock on the door and see if he's home.
So the lady's husband wasn't home, but it does look like we know a lot of the same people, and I'm going to try and revisit and see if we can check out some of his cars at a later date for future episodes. So after what was about a half hour of driving around, came across a few unique cars, left my business card for the van, and I did have a chance to speak to the folks that had all the old cars sitting outside, including the Minis. Apparently they have about 17 cars, so I'm going to try and get back in touch with them in about a week or so and see where that goes. So all in all, pretty fun morning and a good time. So, you know, I'm sure that there's lots of people that go around the neighborhoods and drive up and down alleys to look for old cars, but it is a good way to find some neat stuff and see parts of the city in ways that you never see it usually from the back. So thanks so much for tuning in.
We'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you'll get our updates when the new videos come out. You can check us out on Instagram under Curiosity Inc. YEG, and we're on Facebook as well. We'll see you guys soon, and bye for now.